Hey everyone, Danielle Noyes here. This is your Insights video. We're going to take you through the weekend in detail so you can make your plans with ease because we do have some unsettled weather around. Matt talked about it this morning. Finally, some rain. It's been filling in a couple different areas of low pressure. They're going to swing through. West Coast still active too. One bomb cyclone lifting to the north, another area of low pressure, kind of enhancing that atmospheric river out over Northern California today, tomorrow, measuring rain, snow, gusty wind, freezing temperatures too. So lots to talk about on the West Coast that we covered in Insights over the last several days. Quiet weather with high pressure in the central United States. Couple different areas of low pressure from the Great Lakes extending into New England. So since our weather is active, we're going to focus in on that here. Pockets of rain today. We do get it let up after midnight tonight with a mainly dry start tomorrow before some rain will fill back in as that area of low pressure passes just to our east. With some colder air too, that means with elevation, particularly above about 1,500 or 2,000 feet, we may get some wet snowflakes to mix in and a bit of accumulation. We'll talk about that in a second. Saturday, two areas of low pressure are still to our east, but there's upper level energy over us. So I do think some pockets of rain are going to linger into the morning and afternoon. And the clouds are going to be a bit stubborn. Snow in the mountains, Sunday, pick of the weekend, because I do think we get more breaks of sun to come out. It'll be a quieter day overall, although some mountain upslope snow showers will continue, particularly in far northern Vermont, New Hampshire, and northwest Maine. Monday, quiet start to next week. So why does some of this moisture linger into the weekend? Well, Matt talked about it last couple of days too. We get this big upper level low that's spinning through. So lots of energy still overhead. It's still to our west even tomorrow. And then it shifts east out over the ocean. Still one more lobe of it comes through by Saturday night into early on Sunday. So that's why the lingering clouds and the winds kicking up both weekend days. Then we get some at least ridging on the backside of it that starts to build in temporarily heading into the start of next week. So let's take a zoomed in look here. During the day tomorrow, there'll be some pockets of rain in northern New England in the morning. Western New England, some wet snowflakes mixing in, again, with elevation. As we head throughout the afternoon, we may actually get, by the way, a few breaks of sun early in the morning. Then the clouds fill in, along with some showers late morning to midday in eastern areas. That's why I say it is worth having the umbrella or raincoat with you, because these pockets of rain fill back in. You may get a couple downpours. Should let up in southern New England during the evening and shift north after that. Notice a little blue showing up by tomorrow evening and night as we get a little colder air to come in. Yes, with elevation in the mountains, up and down the spine of the Greens, the White Mountains, northwest Maine, we get these pockets of snow showers that mix in by Friday night into Saturday morning. Some pockets of rain that will taper off by the afternoon on Saturday in eastern areas as it all shifts offshore. So the second half of Saturday looks like a drier portion of the day with some actually breaks of sun that come out towards sunset. So maybe a nice sunset in spots with a few lingering snowflakes in far northern New England. How much precipitation? This is through the next 48 hours. No big change to our thinking here, which is about either side of an inch for many areas, maybe even some locally higher amounts in far southwestern New England. Not a drought-busting rain, but certainly helpful, although it is important to note that the drought monitor gets updated every Thursday, right? So this precipitation that we're getting was not included in this week's update. It will get included in next week's update that comes out. Forecast snow here. Notice it's not a lot in New England. It's with elevation. This is through tomorrow at 10:15. So notice when you get into the Berkshires, perhaps briefly the Litchfield Hills, we get some wet snowflakes to mix in. I wouldn't even surprise if we get a few that mix in by Friday night into northern Worcester County or southwest New Hampshire with elevation. But the accumulation, notice up and down the spine of the Green Mountains, the White Mountains, maybe even the Northeast Kingdom and far northern Maine where a few inches may accumulate, but it's really above about 3,000 or 4,000 feet. And the summits, especially the deeper blues here, indicating 4 to 6 to maybe even some locally higher totals. This is through Sunday morning, and we may get an additional few inches at the summits through Sunday afternoon with some of that upslope snow that's going to blow over the mountains. All right, number-wise, it's cool. 40s to lower 50s tomorrow. Definitely a raw feel still. The wind will be active out of the south and then let up. Friday night, widespread 30s, but notice most of us are above freezing. You get up in elevation, you get some colder temperatures. That's where that accumulation starts to occur. And there may be some slick spots that do develop in far western or northern New England. Keep a close eye on that. The car thermometer, if it's right around 32 and you have some precipitation, some slippery pockets may result on Friday night. Saturday, 40s to around 50 will do it. The 50-degree readings generally from southern Maine back down to Cape Cod. Gusty wind on Saturday and on Sunday. Saturday night, we drop back into the 30s, most of us above the freezing mark. Sunday, 45 to 50 for many of us, very similar temperature-wise, both weekend days. And then Monday, brighter overall, a little bit milder, 40s west and mid-50s, pretty seasonable November day. Now, I do want to talk about the wind briefly because during the day today, that wind is going to crank up a bit, 20 to 30 miles per hour, some isolated gusts to 35. It will tend to ease a bit overnight tonight, and then shift around out of the south. Tomorrow morning to midday, 10 to 20 mile per hour gusts. Watch what happens by tomorrow evening and night. It really lets up as that area of low pressure comes close by. By the time we get to Saturday and Sunday, though, on the back side of the system, we get more of a northwest wind, and it will be active both weekend days. So definitely kind of a raw or blustery feel. Brisk wind, I'm saying 25 to 35 mile per hour gusts for most of us during the day on Saturday. There may be some isolated gusts close to 40 miles per hour on Saturday and on Sunday. And this is kind of highlighted in some of the yellows here with the hilltops here, Worcester County or into the Berkshires. A lot of spots may gust 25 to 35, but some isolated gusts to 40 in those spots, and including on the Cape, may cause some isolated pockets of outages or limbs to come down. I think that is a higher risk on Sunday as opposed to Saturday. And that will mean it feels like forecast it's a little cooler. So running in the 30s to lower 40s. I'm showing you Saturday here, but it will feel very similar on Sunday. So a brisk feel this weekend, totally different feel down in Miami though for Sunday afternoon's game as the Pats head down to Hard Rock Stadium to play the Dolphins. Bright sunshine, temperatures generally running in the low to mid 70s, and a bit of a breeze out of the east, generally though less than 10 miles per hour. Much more in the forecast, always on our website, social media as well, and the #1 degree outside, our app is free as well. Check it out.